He's going to be in play. That last play, Micah chasing down Jared Goff. That's the image I have in my mind going into today's rematch in Detroit with Micah chasing him down. He looks like he's on the prowl, ready to just swallow up Jared Goff. And he does that today. And that's going to be top of mind for the Detroit Lions today. That's one of the reasons that Frank Ragnow came out of retirement, that the Lions wanted him to come out to help solidify that offensive line that didn't hold up on opening day.
And maybe why he didn't do it last week, so he wouldn't have to deal with this guy today. I said jokingly. So let's talk about that. And Micah Parsons, look, usually when we preview big games, we talk about the quarterbacks. The biggest star on the field in Detroit today is Micah Parsons. Absolutely. Micah Parsons is an absolute difference maker for the Green Bay Packers defense. And when you talk about the Detroit Lions, one of the reasons why Frank Ragnow is coming back is because of Detroit's inability to protect the passer this year. I think this year, of all years, Detroit, we've always held the Detroit Lions offensive line as one of the best units. Not this year. They've been one of the worst units in the National Football League at protecting Jared Goff. Okay, now you come into Thanksgiving Day playing against one of the best fronts led by that guy, Micah Parsons. That has to be a terrorizing thing, knowing that he terrorizes the first game, and he's going to have an opportunity on the national stage to do it again. J-Mac has some tape on Micah. Just people hear it. What makes him so special?
What he can do for the guys around him. He's one player, but he makes the 10 other guys on the football field better. And it also enables him to call the game a certain way. So you talk about him terrorizing quarterbacks. You're going to see right here, they're going to play a defense. They're playing zone coverage. For J.J. McCarthy, it started off, and it looked like he was going to get man. He wants to go to Justin Jefferson down the bottom. But when the ball snaps for him, they change the defense. So now he goes to look for him. That play is taken away. Valentine is sitting on the route. Well, now when you go back to get to your second read, Micah Parsons is directly in your face, and now you have no time to get that pass off, enabling everyone else to be better. You talked about Detroit being weak in the middle of their defense. Well, watch where they align Micah Parsons right here. Guys, that's just grown man football. There's nothing for me to tell you about how great technique. He just runs another man over and forces the quarterback out the pocket. Those are the things and the ways that Micah Parsons hurts.
It's a good reminder. He was an off-the-ball linebacker at Penn State.
Yes.
That's why he wasn't drafted third. It's why he fell back. The Cowboys traded back and got him when they selected him. He was an off-the-ball linebacker who was turned into one of the two best pass rushers in the sport alongside Myles Garrett. So we have that. Joe, meanwhile, in the bigger picture, your number one take on this game, I think, is critical.
For the division. And I know that sounds bold with the month plus to go in the year, but if you project out all the permutations, this game is going to be for the division. Bears are going to lose tomorrow to Philadelphia, and the way their schedule sets up, plus what we've seen from them throughout the year, they're going to fade. Minnesota's already dead, so it's a two-horse race. Detroit loses this game today. They are buried behind Green Bay in the standings. Detroit wins this game today. You look at what the Lions have the rest of the way and the Packers. Neither one of them has an easy schedule. Couple layups in there, couple tough games. Winner of this game goes on to win the division.
And the loser has no chance of getting to the Super Bowl. That's not me saying it. That's history saying it. Look at this. Going back over the last 15 years, the only two teams to reach the Super Bowl, and they both won it, but the only two teams to reach the Super Bowl as a wild card in the last 15 years had Aaron Rodgers at his peak and Tom Brady as their starting quarterbacks, and that's it. So if you were a wild card in the current structure where you got to go on the road and win 3 road games, it is next to impossible to do. So especially if you're the Packers, who came into this, for both. But I'm thinking of the Lions playing at home, who have been so close the last few years. Have they missed their window? You lose today, your chances of getting to the Super Bowl are almost none.
What's the last image we have of Detroit playing outdoors? And by the way, I think Detroit is a great team, capable of winning the Super Bowl title. But what's the last image we have right now of the Lions playing outdoors?
In Philly?
At Philadelphia. They scored 6 points. So they'd have to go on the road and win 3 times probably outdoors, I'm going to assume. Maybe it's indoors in L.A., who knows? But it's going to be 3 tough road games if they have to go the wild card route, which is why today's game is so critical to the Detroit Lions.
They would have to be, just think about the places they would most likely wind up having to go. Some combination of Philadelphia, Green Bay, Chicago if the Bears do hold on and win it.
Seattle.
All these places outdoors are cold. Seattle, brutal place to go and play. So, this is for a shot at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and we're looking at this. We're talking about Jared Goff because the screen that you just put up there, we saw Brady and we saw Rodgers.
Right.
And what we've seen from them, especially their offense, is when you've attacked them in the middle and you force Jared Goff to get off the spot, he's been a little bit of a different quarterback. So in order for them to do that, they have to win this football game. And I think they can. This is going to be a great game. And you're going to look down on this and say, who played better? Was it Jared Goff or was it Jordan Love in those moments to make that play to put their team over the top?
You like the Packers in this one, Joe, as an underdog?
I think this is the hardest handicap of the 3 games today, but I'll take the 3. Detroit has played 3 games this year against top 10 scoring defenses. 3. One was against Green Bay, one was against Philly, one was against Kansas City. They lost all 3. They averaged 13 points per game. They got offensive line issues. They got issues in the secondary. The Packers take them out.
To the point, the Lions' offensive statistics look pretty good in the aggregate, but you were telling us this morning they've feasted on lesser competition.
I think 7 of their 11 games have come against teams ranking 18th or worse in scoring defense. They beat up on the Giants last week with big numbers, the Commanders with big numbers. Remember the Commanders game? That's when Campbell took over play calling duties. We thought it was wonderful. It was more a byproduct of the opponent than it was what they were doing offensively.
Yeah, so
against the Dallas Cowboys and then on the road against the LA Rams, which is a daunting task based on where both of those teams are at right now. Detroit currently sits at 1-2 in the division, and they're 4-3 in the conference. If they lose the game today, then that means that they would be 2 games under 500 in the division and at 500 when it comes to conference record. It's going to be hard to have an advantage when it comes to tiebreak scenarios over some of the other teams that we're anticipating being in the wild card field, most notably those teams that are in the NFC West, the 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. So, yeah, if you're the Detroit Lions, you realize that you got to have double-digit wins, and there could be a scenario where even 10 wins is not enough given some of the quality and the depth in the NFC.
Wait, say that again. A 10-win team could miss the playoffs in the NFC?
Yes.
Wow. Smalls.
Yeah, they should have some agita entering this game because the Packers are in the midst of a huge stretch again.
I'm listening to you. Stop it.
They're in a huge stretch against division opponents. They just beat the Vikings. They have the Lions today. Then the next 3 games, they have the Bears twice. They have a Bears sandwich. Bears, Broncos, Bears again. So if you're the Green Bay, they do have a Bear sandwich. So if you're the Green Bay Packers, this stretch right now is a huge opportunity for you to exert yourself in what has been a highly contested division so far.
But the Lions did something yesterday that, I mean, it's one of the great moves we've ever